in case the Petra doesn't quite work out.
All right, either way it goes, these are two big-time Siggin characters. Petra got the gauntlets on hand, so we might be able to see some stock robbage. But right now we're gonna kick this bad boy off. Nice neutral being played from both. Nice, trying to track with that down sig, not gonna be able to touch. And nobody's getting a real big sequence. They're kind of getting some touches here and there, but they're not really following up, getting anything off of them. Each time, back and forth, tit for tat.
I think early on, Magi's just making sure that he doesn't run into too much from Kresuu because he's an Azoth. You know they can throw stuff out. Oh, no, he bonks his head. Oh, he was in the power position. Got under the stage just a little bit enough for the recovery to bonk his head. That's a tough spot for Magi to start out in.
Almost had the stock after those 2 ground pounds, and then just the way that went, that's terrible. You got to feel bad on that. It's like you almost had him, and then you end up the head bonk, like you said. Especially after all your jumps are exhausted, that's the worst situation.
Sidelight recovery, not going to be the true option to KO here.
Nice job with the sidelight. Is he going to have enough to get back?
That'll finish it.
Yep.
Dodge came out early on.
Scraped it into the trash can.
So that down air that Magi had wasn't going to miss at all whatsoever. Able to clean that one up. Magi does have weapon advantage. Orb in hand, has Kresuu. Maybe getting a little bit closer to the orange. Might be evening up this game on this set.
Nice weapon toss. That was a good choice right there. Able to move around, but wasn't able to get a pickup off of it. The SIGs are coming out. I like the way that Kresuu uses that down SIG a lot. It's a space controller, and it can put some fear into the opponent. It reaches out very, very far. Right now, going to catch the recovery. Not enough.
Now, even though we might expect Magi to win this one, Kresuu is coming out on top here, but that's also kind of what happened previously in the Psiotic versus Magi match. I believe Psiotic ended up taking game 1 in that as well.
That is true, yeah. Psiotic started off that set well and started running it back actually towards the end. Started looking really good, but Magi just held strong with that faith and it took that game. Right now, trying to even this bad boy up, doing a good job, and that's going to be it. Wow, I thought that the dodge would have replenished and would have allowed Kresuu to get back on the stage, but not going to be able to do it. And now, after a nice little sequence from Magi, we got a pretty even game. Weapon in hand of Kresuu.
Magi back over to the orb. Kresuu on the bow, does have the side signature that he's been using quite often. Also has Magi in the orange, so Kresuu's still in the lead here. Magi fighting back, just turned Kresuu orange. That weapon toss goes the other way. Doesn't pick it up in time, but the spawn comes back in, and here comes Magi's gauntlets again.
And here it comes. This is where you're in the scary situation. Nice sidelight. What are we going to get? Recovery. He's been using that recovery a lot, and it's been pretty accurate. Pretty nice use of that. Okay. Oh, that could have been another recovery punish. Oh, but we're going to go for the neutral sig punish. The double arrows over the top, the soul blasters, and take them up out of there. All right, Kresuu, game 1.
I don't know if Magi was still in recovery from that. There you see the head bonk that kind of set the pace for what was happening that game. Nice recovery pickup there. You see Magi running away. I guess was still in recovery. Didn't have time for a dodge or a jump or anything. Great timing then on the punish from Kresuu. Of course, the first arrow, sort of soul arrow that comes out from Kresuu, that's the first thing that comes out, and then it's sort of the man behind you that throws out his own arrow.
Yeah, the first one is Michael Jackson. The one behind it is the man in the mirror.
I like that. I like that.
All right, going into game 2, gauntlets in hand to try to. Oh, I think that was trying to be a starve right there, but ended up picking up the gauntlets once again instead of picking up the new weapon. And here we go, beaten in the noggin, trying to steal the stock, but the recovery of the bow is going to be able to snatch him up and not allow the ground pound to hit.
If Magi ended up getting caught on that corner, losing first stock like he did last game, that was going to break my heart.
Oh, that would have been so sad. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Okay, went over the top. Kresuu was making his moves really count. Just the way they're moving around, even when the jumps are getting exhausted, able to stay alive.
Now, even without something...
But I think the ground pound would have worked.
I think it might have. Neutral sig coming out again from Kresuu. Magi has now tied this one up, though Kresuu started with the early lead. Does the sidelight into the wall. Kresuu has to be careful. He ends up getting caught. Spent just a little bit too much time out there. Magi finally made the move to actually go deep in the push-off column, putting something out on the corner other than just like a down sig while staying sort of around the main platform. The ground pound was able to take it out. The weapon toss goes very low from Kresuu. He's still able to cover high with the unarmed recovery for the KO off the top.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kresuu was assuming that dashing out there like that was going to cause Magi to fast fall, but, you know, that's a super hard read. Still end up getting the stock. Doesn't quite matter. And we're back in neutral right now. Both of them dancing around, dancing with the stars. Nice weapon throw, and we're picking up some damage here from Kresuu.
Sidelight side air. We're basically dead even in this game between these two. Kresuu is up one game in this best-of-5 set. Oh, just barely outspacing. Getting a nice punish on that one, too, as Magi picks up the weapon. Continuing that. Oh, my goodness.
Whoo! Tried the step back James Harden. It just wasn't going to work out. Here we are chasing in the air. What is going to be the option? Oh, tried to hit him with the DBZ sig. Teleportation. Not going to work out. The recovery from the bow once again from Kresuu. Going to take the stock.
Kresuu's nasty.
Dirty.
Side air from Magi, hoping to finish this one up. Actually inputs a jump to then go for the down air as the option. That might have been because maybe Kresuu was expecting a side air to finish that one up. So if he threw out the dodge there, the iframes would end after Magi threw out the jump and then the down air.
Man, Magi said, we said Kresuu was dirty, nasty, and then Magi said, hey, put some respect on my name, went up into the skies and took that stock. That was so nice. We're dead even here on final stocks. We're trying to see if Kresuu can tie this setup. No, Magi, my bad. Kresuu is in the lead one game. We're going to see if Magi can tie this setup. And then we got the side air. Nice chase action, but the movement from Kresuu too good. Recovery once again.
Magi over on the side. Kresuu giving Magi a lot of room to recover back onto the main platform. Not really worried, enforcing the edge guard. Keeps hitting these side lights. No KO option follow-ups, though. That's going to give some time for Magi to even this one up. They're both in the red.
And building up a lot of damage. Trying to go to the dance hall, but the Shoryuken is going to work for Petra. Magi taking game number 2.
Kresuu may be the filthy one, but Magi's sort of the sponge with some Dawn on the rough side, saying, I'm going to clean this one up real quick and tie up this set.
That kind of stuff right there is the stuff that makes me tweet at you when I'm watching, bro.
That's why I say it. I do it all for the engagement. That's all I care about at the end of the day.
Oh, man.
If I see the number notification on Twitter, it makes brain feel good.
Makes brain. What's that? What's the chemical that it releases when you get your likes on Twitter?
Dopamine, baby. I need
dopamine.
I need it.
Sir. I really couldn't think of the chemical right there, but yeah, dopamine, man. Chemical X. Production team just slapped that in the chat, guys. But I don't know if I want Chemical X. They don't even have hands or feet.
That might make me a little bit smarter, though. So, I'll try it at least once. We have Kresuu here. One thing that he's been trying, maybe less than a lot of Azoth players out there, threw out 6 signatures, hit 0 of them. So sort of one of the main quote-unquote gimmicks that a lot of successful Azoth players utilize are the signature kit. That's just not something for Kresuu here, and that's not something for some of the previous Azoths that we've seen today.
Yeah, Kresuu is kind of sparing on the SIGs. Throws out a good bit, not a lot. It's not the main focal point of the gameplay, but, that's a big deal whenever you're seeing with light SIG usage, able to keep these games close. It's still 1-1, almost took game 2 versus Magi's Petra, and Magi's on one.
Kresuu's going to start this one out with the bow. Definitely his neutral game has been very strong with the bow. We just haven't seen too much maybe from his axe in a little bit here. We'll see if he can get a nice lead here now that he's starting out with the bow. Good spacing. He's going to be on top of Magi there. Out comes the neutral light.
Ooh, tried the step back. I felt like that was going to hit, but, you know, very, very pinpoint kind of hitbox that has the touch. Magi was able to get through and get a punish and trying to get back on stage. Nobody touching right now. I always call Petra a Dragon Ball Z character, but that was really Dragon Ball Z-like. Both characters moving around at high speed with it.
Kresuu now finding some hits. Oh, goes again for the D-Light. Hoping to follow that up with a recovery, maybe for the KO option. Not quite yet. Kresuu still unarmed. Getting away from these hits, does take a side air. Magi chases off stage. Kresuu gets back, is able to grab the weapon in time. Magi did not focus on weapon starving in that moment.
And not at all. Oh, that's a good one with the weapon toss. That gravity cancel made it where they had no dodge to burn, so that was going to be as true as it could be, that down air into the weapon toss.
Nice bounce pass on the weapon toss, really nailing that angle. Now has the bow, doing a great job keeping Magi weapon starved. Magi does sort of have a little bit more stage control in the center of the stage as Kresuu is recovering back. Is able to now grab the gauntlets in hand. Neutral light followed up with a weapon toss. Kresuu starting to get a nice little lead. Hits the side light nair as well. Doesn't try to press it too far. Doesn't want to get punished for the KO option. The recovery does eventually come out from Magi, taking Kresuu off the top. But Kresuu has Magi in the orange. Good way to start this one.
Yeah, very, very good start. Now, I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think keeping the bow is more important than the weapon starve? Because they got some good damage with the axe, but the bow has been the star of the show.
I'm a weapon starve guy. At the end of the day, I am always a weapon starve guy. I will focus on that above all else because eventually another weapon spawn will come in and you have a greater threat to then take that one as well once you have a weapon in hand. It's not like Kresuu's axe is bad by any means, but I think that gives him the better ability to deal with Magi. That just totally lowers Magi's damage output, KO potential, hitbox range, priority, virtually everything.
Yeah, and the weapon starve game also sets up free hits, right? There, you meet them trying to come get the weapon. So yeah, I understand it. And right now, fighting back, got a good lead, trying to rack up on this final stock of Magi, but nice fight back, misses the dare. And back on stage is Kresuu. Kresuu fighting with the bow in hand. Neutral light, nair is going to work, but the side air is going to come out from Magi and take the stock. It's pretty even. That was a good spot to take that stock. You didn't get to orange or red, so you're good in this kind of gold position here.
And Magi was able to grab the weapon that he wanted. Saw the little juggle coming out, picking up the orb eventually. He didn't want to focus on gauntlets for this one. Now Kresuu has his favorite weapon. Magi has his favorite weapon. Neutral air. Magi in the orange has to be a little bit careful here. Takes another nair. That actually sends off screen. There is a weapon spawn on the stage. I'm not sure if... Oh, it's another orb for Magi. That's actually a good spot for Magi to be in. Throws it away immediately. Spot dodge from Kresuu. He might be able to take this one here.
Decided not to go off the side at all. Tried to keep it bait with the gravity cancel in light. Going off the side. This time, no. Weapon toss hits the corner of the stage. Not going to go off there. And weapon in hand. And this is not where you want to be. The orb is what you're fighting against. Trying to get back on stage. Man, that was a good way to fight out of that.
Oh, the side air just barely missing. Kresuu wants the KO. That's going to be it. Now going up 2-1 in the set, forcing the Game 4 situation where Kresuu is up 2-1.
Man, that recovery put them in the bow and shoot them off into space. Now, yeah, look at that one. That dare into the weapon toss was so good. Just caught. That was the perfect punish on that gravity cancel from Magi.
I was feeling a little worried though. The way that they kept disarming themselves, throwing with the weapon toss, then hunting for the weapon spawn. It was a little shaky for both players there at the end. You see exactly what you would expect. A lot of bow damage coming out from Kresuu and a lot of orb damage coming out from Magi. Kind of a similar split, 336 to 157, and then on Magi's side, 309 to 101.
Yeah, 615, 527, pretty even from both players. Man, I don't know. We gonna stick with the same character? That's the question.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Where's the fate?
Where is the fate, man?
There it is.
And there it is. Yes, sirree, Bobby. We got the scythe coming through the party. Still got that patented orb ready to play the game.
Magi coming into this one, hoping the character swap is gonna do it. We did see some good scythe play coming out from Magi earlier, and I would definitely put that over what we saw from Magi's gauntlets so far in this set against Kresuu.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could say that the gauntlets were bad, but they were very underused. We can just give it that at least. We're going to go to swap for the scythe, and the games have begun. There it is. The scythe doing scythe things. Just made a bad read on a high or low. We're still going to get some damage racked up.
The spacing game coming out from both players. A lot of whiffs coming out. A lot of them over spacing, so they aren't quite in the position to immediately get the punish. Nice sidelight there. Magi using a lot of those side signatures coming out. A lot of the just like immediate shotgun blasts on the side sig for the scythe, but will also every now and then charge it up to sort of get the long laser beam coming out of it.
Yeah, with her scythe, her neutral and side sig are really, really good. Quick and very powerful attacks, man. But trying to chase it on the side. Jumps out there. Scythe doing scythe things once again. Oh, no!
Weapon toss
Is
goes
that
high.
It?
There's the
Yeah,
side light.
that's the stock.
You're talking about that side light earlier. I feel like I didn't see anybody doing that until DreamHack Dallas. And I can't remember what year it was because time just doesn't exist anymore. But it was the first time, I think the only time it really went to DreamHack Dallas. And Sandstorm was the main one doing it because it comes out so quickly. It comes out right in your place. It comes out so quickly. It's usually all you need. You don't need some heavy move like a side heavy or anything like that.
Yeah, most of the time that's what people want, right? You want to land something big out there and just make sure they don't get back when, you know, you're underestimating the power of that side light just to kind of push them out. They've already expended all the resources and KOs. Such a good option. Man, this scythe is having a hard time dealing with the bow. Kresuu looking nice. He's just swinging with the bow itself, not even really pulling arrows out the quiver. No D-lights or anything like that.
Magi now has the orb in hand. It's been a lot of scythes so far. Picks up a nice string immediately with orb. That's why you see two orb characters coming out from Magi so far. Almost picked that one up. Nice punish from Kresuu. Going to use the dodge to get the gravity cancel side signature, giving a lot more movement than just if he dodged into the immediate right direction. So good choice from Magi.
I like these jump outs and fake outs from Kresuu, right? Because at one of these points, he's going to press something. And you just got to wait for that moment, and the ground pound stuffed the recovery of Kresuu. Magi has the lead here.
Not for long, though. Kresuu's going to grab that one. Didn't even need to wait for the weapon. Felt comfortable that the unarmed recovery was going to take it. Unfortunately, throwing the bow away, now disarming himself against Magi's scythe. Weapon spawn comes in, still gets an unarmed hit to sort of push Magi away a little bit while also grabbing the weapon. So great unarmed from Kresuu. It wasn't big flashy play, didn't lead to a KO, wasn't huge damage, but it put Kresuu exactly where he needed to be.
Exactly. But we got the axe in hand, and it is not doing what it needs to do. Getting thrown around, scythe working that health bar. Kresuu, I know you want to land a hit, toss that thing and switch weapons, but Magi is not letting it happen. Harassment.
Dude, he wants the bow so bad, but he just can't get it.
No! Stolen orb in hand. Neutral sig. Taking out the stock, and Magi with a beautiful. It wasn't a weapon starve because he had a weapon, but starved him from the weapon of choice, and that led to taking the game.
He was just kind of playing around that weapon spawn, sort of using it like a trap. That is an option a lot of players will go for. Instead of just completely ignoring it and pretending like it's not there, you know your opponent is going to move over to that. So you throw some hitboxes out around it, especially when they get close. That way, you don't have to toss your weapon away, worry about getting hit, and then now all of a sudden, oh, you're the disarmed one.
Exactly. And here we go. We got a Ragnir pick. We're coming off of the Azoth, going to the Ragnir. The spooky brawler himself, Kresuu. And the Fate pick, man. So we got guitars and still going to keep axe. I mean, you're not really using the axe, so I feel like a different combination of weapons would have been the move. Maybe we got bow guitars, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, I don't really know where this is coming from. Level 29 on the Ragnir. I'm going to look up some of Kresuu's other most played legends on this one. I mean, look at the numbers right there. 262 bow damage, 79 axe. Did more unarmed damage than axe damage.
Yeah, it's like you. It looks like you don't even want to play the axe, but you swap to another axe legend. Maybe taking the bow out of their hands is gonna force more axe play, and this is where we're gonna see it shine.
Has a level 45 Bryn. That's gonna be the number 3 character in terms of level for Kresuu coming out. Then a Taros right after that. So it does have some axe play. I wonder how much of that is 1v1 versus 2v2, because Bryn and Taros are more popular 2v2 characters than 1v1 characters.
I agree. So that does tell a little bit of a story. But right now we're seeing the Katars going to work. Didn't even opt to switch for the axe right there. Had a chance. And wow, going for the gusto. Magi trying to keep him at bay. No, wasn't able to get over there fast enough to stop him from switching sides of the map.
Now, one thing we did see earlier that Kresuu might be drawing from is the Psiotic Asuri. Almost ended up taking Magi out of the winner's side of the bracket. Maybe Kresuu was seeing that, saying, you know what? I've got some Katars in the back pocket. There was a little bit of a struggle for Magi on that one. I don't know why he's not actually choosing the Asuri, because that's his number 5 highest leveled legend, but maybe sort of looking at that a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that could be why. The Katars are obviously what they want. That's Sair. Had to go and throw away the stock. Knew you weren't going to make it back. Kresuu looking for a weapon to try to even this up. Magi trying to take this whole set.
Recovery not enough to KO off the top. Has the axe in hand. Oh, goes for the side signature. The weird way that the backside of that signature can hit people. It's going to actually send to the top left blast zone, which is kind of like the worst thing that Kresuu could have hoped for there. I think if he would have hit the right side of the hitbox, it would have KO'd.
I believe it. He even had like that little extra smoke trail, the one that shows like, hey, they're going super flying, and still didn't get the KO. And I think Magi's donezo. Yeah. All right, so that's going to be 2-2, but there's a lot of damage on Kresuu right now. It's going to opt to, figured, okay, I can't make it over there in time. I'm not even going to go for the starve, stayed with the Katars.
Magi, nice little bounce pass. The weapon toss didn't connect, but he also didn't disarm himself, which is important. Side air sending Magi under the stage. Not too bad. Going to easily be able to make it over. We're not on the dome whatsoever, so Magi can easily get under the stage all the way to the right side, recover safely onto the platform. See what Kresuu's able to do. One thing that Psiotic was doing really well was the sidelight in-light recovery on Magi earlier. Magi was not dodging those.
Yeah, Magi was letting those rock, but I feel like that was a lot.
Oh,
the setup. Oh my goodness.
That was so cheeky, Zip.
That was it. Because the weapon toss was high, right? And then faked out like they were going to go low, and then Magi was like, yeah, I know you're going to go above me because you don't want to get hit by the side there, but it's coming up to you. Beautiful, beautiful.
It was straight up like perfect everything, perfect timing, perfect positioning, because you know how that can go sometimes. Magi might fall here, nice D-light ground pound, but you know how those weapon tosses can go sometimes, where the weapon toss actually hits them away from the actual real move that you wanted to hit them with that would lead to the KO, and the weapon toss sort of saves them in the long run. But Magi just absolutely nailed it.
Yep, that is correct. That was 100%, man. And this is tough to do. The orb is such a weapon that can easily combo with that sidelight Sair, and it KOs pretty easily. So you get to high damage like this, and you keep getting hit with that over and over. And it's just hard to play neutral.
Yeah, when you're early on in your damage, you get hit with a sidelight Sair, there's a chance you're going to take another hit after that just by the positioning and flexibility of orb. When you get hit with that in red, you're going to get stuck on the wall, or you're going to be sent to the blast zone. Not quite yet. You see Magi chasing a little bit off stage, hoping to throw out a little bit of a dare action on this one. Doesn't quite pick that side air up. Picks up the second one from the wrong side of the stage. Oh, no! If he would have gone with the strong downlight, he would have KO'd.
It was still clean. It looked pretty to me. But look, you got Ragnar sitting on maroon damage, man. This is close to being over with. Sair's gonna do it. And what a set out of both players, but Magi is gonna take that one and move forwards.
All these players taking Magi to game 5 but Magi still holding on, pushing further and further into the bracket. Now in the winners finals, guaranteed top 3. Did I put Magi in my top 3? I did. Let's go.
I'm gonna have to join you and start doing these predictions, man.
Yeah, everyone needs to, because people are like talking garbage on Twitter. I'm looking at you, 720 Polyshot, acting like, yo, these are while they're typing behind their keyboard. Yo, these predictions are stupid.